I want to just congratulate you and Tom Homan on the job you've done. These are killers that there's no reasoning. It's not like, oh, let's talk them out of it. These are stone cold killers. They don't care. They don't even think about it. They kill somebody. They go to sleep. They wake up. They don't even remember they killed them. These are bad people that should have never been allowed into our country.
President Trump today thanking Secretary Noem and Tom Homan, the border czar. 370 illegal criminal migrants apprehended by the agency, federal agents up in the Boston, Massachusetts area. Well done once again, Tom Homan. It looked pretty flawless. Are you satisfied?
Well, I'm satisfied, and I kept my promise. I said at CPAC I was going to go to Boston and bring hell with me, and that's what we did. We went to Boston and brought hell to the illegal aliens who raped children, that traffic in drugs and traffic in weapons. Four that we arrested up there were murderers. So yeah, I kept my promise. We kept President Trump's promise. We're going to continue arresting public safety threats every day across this country.
Well, awesome and well done. The guys are such professionals, and I know their morale is up. The mayor up there is no friend, Michelle Wu, and she likes her, saying provocative, defiant things on TV. Did she or her forces, the police department, I got to imagine the rank and file, they're kind of on your side, but is she complicating your life up there?
Look, she should make it more difficult because, it makes it more dangerous. Rather than arresting an illegal alien public safety threat criminal, letting us arrest them inside of a county jail when they're done with them, they release them back into the public. They release a public safety threat back into the public. That's just dumb, first of all. But she forces us to go in the neighborhood, which put the officers at great risk, puts the community at great risk. When you release a public safety threat back in the community to reoffend, it puts the community at great risk, it puts the officers at great risk, it puts the alien at great risk, because anything can happen during a street arrest. So, as a mayor, I would think her #1 responsibility is protection of her communities and to remove public safety threats from those communities. That's not what she's doing. But we'll do it for her. She can stand aside, get out of the way, we'll come and do it.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned the challenge. You mentioned the commitment you made at CPAC. Actually, we have it right here, and I think it's worth, you mentioned it. Let's take a look. B03, please.
I read a story last night, the police commissioner of Boston. You said you doubled down on not helping the law enforcement officers of ICE. I'm coming to Boston. I'm bringing hell with me.
And you pulled it off. You pulled it off. Let me ask you, New York, famously led by
we
Eric.
pulled it off last week. We pulled it off last week. We're going to pull it off again and again and again and again until every public safety threat, illegal alien, every national security threat, illegal aliens eradicated from Massachusetts. We're going to keep going back.
It's great to hear. I'm curious a little bit about New York. Eric Adams, controversial guy, has made public commitments to helping ICE, not thwarting them or, ease back on the sanctuary city stuff. Is he making good on his commitments?
We have another follow-up meeting. He says he's going to do the right thing. We'll find out in the next week or so, and if not, we'll go to New York and do our thing. I mean, we certainly like his assistance. I believe him that he wants to remove public safety threats from his streets. He committed to letting us in Rikers Island to talk to the worst of the worst that they locked in a jail cell, because obviously they're a public safety threat. So we'll see. I mean, the promise, words are great, but action's better. So if we don't see movement in the near future, we're going to go to New York and do what we got to do.
Yeah, and the governor has been making noise about not being fully cooperative. Hey, let me ask you, the guys you got in Boston, where are they now? Where are they going? Are they going to go to Guantanamo? Did they go to Louisiana? Are they staying in Massachusetts? In the interim, I know they're being processed, but where are they? Where are they going in the short term?
Well, they're in custody, and we'll remove them as quick as we can. It depends. If they're a significant public safety threat, they may end up in Gitmo. They may end up in El Salvador. They may end up in a lot of places, but if the country takes them back, we may move them there. If the country don't take them back, we'll take them to a third country. And we've got plenty of countries stepping up willing to take them. So they're not staying here. So right now they're in detention and working on removing all of them.
Now, by the way, you're terrific when you're defending President Trump. He's following the law. That 1798 Enemies Act is newer than the Constitution. This Judge Bosberg, what is your sense of how meddlesome this is going to be? We know it's meddlesome, but I feel like ultimately the tide is going to turn. He's going to have to, I don't know, relinquish, or maybe we wait for the Supreme Court. But Bosberg has been complicating things.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we'll win this in the long run. It might have to go to the Supreme Court, but the president simply, through proclamation, invoked his authorities under the Alien Enemies Act. That's what he did. So we follow the law. I'm not a lawyer, but I know how to read. So we arrested TDA and MS-13 members who have been designated terrorist organizations. We had 2 planes full of terrorists that we removed from the country. And he wants us to bring terrorists back. So I'll let the DOJ fight that up in court. Again, I'm not an attorney, but the Alien Act is on a hold right now as far as removing people under that while we litigate this. We're certainly going to obey a court order. However, we're going to continue arresting TDA and MS-13 across this country 24/7. We'll remove what we can, and what we can't, we'll keep in detention until we win this case. But we're going to keep taking these public safety threats off the streets of this country. President Trump committed to the American people, promised the American people that we're going to secure the border, which we've done at record levels. He did in 2 months what Joe Biden couldn't do in 4 years. And plus, we arrested about 3 times more people inside the United States than Joe Biden did, and that's not enough. I want more. But President Trump's keeping his promise to American people. They gave him a mandate, and we're going to keep that promise. President Trump's a game changer. I said it today in my post. He's a game changer, and look what he's accomplished in just 2 short months. And we got more to do, but it's going to be unprecedented by the time we're done.
It's awesome. It really is. It's awe-inspiring. Hey, real quick, what do you think Democrats and liberals and the rest, seeing these TDA guys, you put them up with their tattoos and their records and what they've done and what they intend to do and how they got here. These are not nice people, but I see that the ACLU and elite law firms are running to defend them, and the poor January 6ers were kind of tossed aside by almost everybody. What do they see in it's kind of almost amusing how they're embracing this terrorist group.
Well, first of all, I don't care what they think. I'm not running a popularity contest. If they're hating on this, that means we're over the target, right? That means we're doing the right thing, so I'll wear that as a badge of honor. But why don't they sit down and talk to an Angel mom and dad? Why don't they sit down and talk to Laken Riley's parents, who was killed by the TDA member? Did she get due process? No. Did her family get due process? No. How about the other young women that were raped and murdered by members of the TDA? How about the young lady that was burned alive on the subway? One of these Democrats and these attorneys, why don't they talk to the victims of illegal alien crime? I've talked to hundreds of angels and moms and dads who buried their children because they were killed by someone that's not supposed to be here. So, they can continue hating all they want. I work for the greatest president in my lifetime. I wake up every day like a kid in a candy shop because I got a president who wants us to enforce law, one who secures the border at unprecedented levels, and letting us remove public safety threats every day across this country. I love my job, and I got a great boss, and we're going to keep doing it.
Terrific. Tom Homan, the border czar, exactly where he needs to be, along with the great men and women of ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement. To be continued, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.